Can you up first? I'm gonna show you.
Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon. If everyone would please do me a favor, if you're not presenting, I ask if you please mute your phones. The administrator will try to attempt to mute everyone, but if you're not presenting, we ask if everyone. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, good afternoon. I still hear some background noise, so if everyone can please mute your phones. I am Michelle Clark, and as the program chairman for Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Lambda Tau Omega Chapter, I am pleased that you have joined our parent informational for our student mentoring program. We ask that throughout the duration of today's meeting, please stay muted unless you are a presenter. Utilize the raise hand icon to ask a question or to contribute to the conversation. Type your questions in the chat box and the moderator will present your questions. Thank you so much. Today, you will have an opportunity to meet our chapter president, Dr. Leah L.H. Hill, gain a better understanding on the importance of mentorship. We will review the online application process. You'll meet our chairman, who will provide overviews of their respective mentoring groups. Lastly, you will have an opportunity to ask questions. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Leah L.H. Hill, the president of Alpha Kappa Alpha Lambda Tau Omega Chapter. Dr. Hill?
Thank you. I wasn't able to unmute, but I'm here now. Again, my name is Leah Hill, and I am the president of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Lambda Tau Omega Chapter, and thank you for joining our 2020-2021 Mentoring Group Parent Informational. A good mentor provides support, imparts knowledge. A great mentor does all of that and is there to listen and give feedback. An LTOAKA amazing mentor is all of that and helps the mentee find their own voice. Shows all of the options a mentee has never even imagined. Offers experiences that normalizes life. Tells a mentee to dream their biggest dream and to exceed that dream. Helps them chart a course to reach those dreams. Walks beside them, shows them real life examples of people who have lived their dreams. Welcome, and it is our pleasure to provide innovative virtual programming and one day in-person programming to partner with you to enhance your child's life or your children's lives. Now I'd like to introduce again our Vice President and Program Chairman, Michelle R. Clark.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hill. I appreciate you greatly for joining us today. Again, there's still some reverb and there's some sounds in the background. We ask that everyone please at this time mute your phones. We are recording, so those who are unable to join us today will be viewing this video. So we ask again to please mute all phones. As Dr. Hill mentioned, exemplifying excellence through sustainable service is our international program theme, but it is also our call to action. Lambda Mega Chapter recognizes the importance of mentoring our youth. Regardless of income level, studies have shown with supportive mentors, children grow intellectually, interpersonally, and emotionally. There are countless studies that identify the significant impact of mentorship, which include a higher propensity of students graduating from high school, increased self-confidence and self-esteem. Youth become better planners, organizers, and problem solvers. They've been shown to have improved behavior, attitudes, and relationships. And especially in today's environment, it assists with narrowing the social and economic gap. They've gone on to show that mentoring programs can be beneficial for youth with a broad range of backgrounds and characteristics, specifically for children at risk. Members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Lambda Tau Mega Chapter, have a heightened enthusiasm and an incredible passion to continue to improve the quality of life for African American children while providing mentoring platforms and programming. Parents, we are committed to protecting the students as well as the members of our organization during this COVID-19 pandemic. We will provide well-developed workshops virtually and activities designed by our mentoring chairmen and their respective members. You will have an opportunity to meet and hear from the following groups. #CAP, an acronym for College Admissions Process, which is our international signature program designed for 9th through 12th grade students. Our chairman is June Mitchell. Culture Pearls is designed for 6th through 8th grade students. Our chairman is Camille Willis. Strands of Pearls is designed for 4th through 5th grade students. Our chairman is Betty Hood Escalante. Emerging Pearls is designed for pre-K through 3rd grade students. Our chairman is Crystal Davis. Parents, we now have an online application process for each of our mentoring groups. Yay! Especially, it's very important, and we're so excited to be able to offer that as a platform for our parents. It's also important to note that new and returning students are required to submit an application as well as provide a transcript or grade report. Automatic matriculation, from one group to the other, as well as continuing students in our program is not a guarantee. The application is pretty self-explanatory, but there are a few areas that I like to cover. Under the application information section, for your child's safety, please list any food allergies, any health conditions, and if your child is a diverse learner.
Oh, come on.
I still hear some phones. Please make sure you mute them. It is virtually important to address the needs of the right conditions for every child to achieve their full potential. We will continue to adopt and promote the culture, practices, and relationships necessary to foster inclusion and meaningful access and participation for the benefit of all children. Under the Parent Legal Guardian Information section, it must be completed by the parent or legal guardian, even if the contact person is different or someone else. In the emergency contact section, please provide 2 individuals who can be reached in the event of an emergency if we are unable to reach the identified parent or legal guardian. We ask that you thoroughly read the parental consent and responsibility form, specifically adhering to the students regularly attending the scheduled meetings and activities. In addition, each mentoring group has a parent orientation that will provide more detailed information for the upcoming year. Parents, it is essential that you and your child read the Student Code of Conduct and Responsibility form together. please please provide an updated electronic transcript and/or grade report to the respective chairman. The online applications will be found on our website, LTOAKA.org, beginning tomorrow, and are due on Sunday, September 6, 2020. In order to complete the applications, you will need to download on your tablets or computers the free Adobe Acrobat app. We thank you again for joining us today, and without further ado, we will now begin the mentoring program overviews, beginning with #CAP, followed by Culture Pearls, Strands of Pearls, and lastly, Emerging Pearls. We will now have June Mitchell.
Good afternoon. I am June Mitchell and the chairman of the CAP Mentoring Program Committee of Lambda Tau Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I have two co-chairs. My two co-chairs are Philidia Hudson and Dr. Ruby Robeson. CAPs stand for the College Admission Process. The CAP Teen Mentoring Group with Lambda Tau Omega chapter consists of high school teens in grades 9 through 12. Our CAP mission statement is power up and develop students by providing workshops and productive tools that make excellent leaders and inspire the future. Through the CAP mentoring program, we introduce our teams to several important aspects of the admission process, such as how to identify and go about researching schools and creating a short list. We also provide an overview of standardized test preparation, registration, test-taking techniques, including tips and resources for preparing and taking the SAT, or the ACT. We explore the concepts and parts of how to write a great college admissions essay. We also will discuss and explain the key aspects of the financial aid process. As outlined earlier in the CAP program emails, the CAP Team Mentoring Group will continue to meet via Zoom once a month because of the pandemic. There will be no in-person meeting until further notice. Currently, all CAP Team program group meetings are scheduled for the last Saturday of every month unless advised differently to the CAP teams. All CAP teams should be on the CAP group me for communication and information. And additionally, all CAP teams are expected to participate and attend all Zoom CAP workshops. The CAP committee will also continue to plan for our CAP teams in participation in community service through donations to partners with our chapter LTO target programs, which would be Respond Now and PADS. This is participating in the community service, and this is very important part of the college admissions. The following slides are a few of the workshops and programs we have decided to focus on during the pandemic. Our CAP coaches were assigned individual teams for mental health checks and as an overall support coach. We will continue to provide this necessary program for our CAP teams. The CAP mentoring program will continue to provide dynamic speakers to facilitate the team program. We believe the more you know about the college application, the better you'll be able to manage the stress and ultimately enroll in college. Understanding how to navigate all of the elements of college admissions process, from completing a college application to selecting appropriate housing and applying for financial aid and scholarships, The CAP program will provide each team the help they need. The members of Lambda Tau Omega chapter and CAP coaches are committed to helping the CAP teams achieve their goals of college admissions. Accordingly, we look forward to working with the teen group and their parents. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Camille Willis, and I am the chairperson or the chairman of the Culture Pearls Mentoring Group. That is the 6th to 8th grade mentoring group of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Lambda Tau Omega Chapter. The chairman or the co-chairman of the Culture Pearls are Laverne Barnes and Michelle Hanger. The mission of the Culture Pearls is to increase self-confidence, self-esteem, and promote high scholastic achievement through leadership development, educational enrichment, civic engagement, cultural outings, building. Innovative workshops include community service, theater and cultural events, etiquette workshops, cyber safety workshops, health and wellness activities, community service, arts and crafts. We had a workshop on Black hair care, interactions for Black professionals, and team building. These are some pictures of our activities from the last year. Went to see the Nutcracker at Governor State University. The students prepared backpacks at the Dr. Martin Luther King Day of Service in January. In February, the students were able to act as hostesses at the Cook County Circuit Court of Cook County, 6 municipal districts mock trial competition. They were able to actually observe a high school putting on a mock trial before circuit court judges. They were able to have lunch with Supreme Court Justice P. Scott Neville. And as you can see, there's Justice P. Scott Neville in the picture. As I indicated earlier, we had a virtual Black hair care workshop put on by loctician Christy Robinson. We also played some team building games. One was Cahoots. We also had the students engage in a scavenger hunt. And last but not least, we had a virtual June celebration, celebrating our pearls, recognizing our 8th grade graduates. We were able to have a dinner delivered to all the Cultural Pearls homes. We ate dinner together. We danced, and we recognized our 8th grade graduates. Culture Pearls normally meet on the 3rd Saturday of every month from 1 to 10. If we have a meeting or activity at a different time, we will provide you with as much notice as possible. We anticipate for the rest of the year that we will only have virtual programming. We hope to resume in-person programming as soon as appropriate, given the current pandemic that we're in. We ask our parents to be active with the Culture Pearls. We will have a parent orientation on September 19th at 1 p.m. We communicate via a group meet. We ask the parents to stay current on information that we post on the group meet. We request that parents RSVP for scheduled meetings and activities. And when we resume in-person activities, parents will be required to provide any and all necessary transportation. If you have any questions, I'm available at culturepearls@ltoaka.org to answer them. Feel free to send me an email at any time. Have a blessed day, and again, thank you for joining us.
Hi, everyone. I am Betty Escalante, the chairman of the Strands of Pearls. I have two co-chairmen who are fantabulous, and they are Maya Chandler and Glory Bond. We have other committee members, and they are also members along with us to assist the girls in being a brighter person, a better person. So this is our mission statement. The Strands of Pearls consist of a mentoring group for girls, and let me correct the age group. It's not 4th through 5th, but it's 3rd through 5th graders. And we're part of the Lambda Tau Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated. Our mentees meet monthly. We will continue to use our same 3rd Saturday, and that goes from September through June. And we will meet at 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. unless otherwise noted, but you will have more advance. And an example of that was we only were able to get a morning time for an event we had. And so we met that morning instead of that afternoon. The mentees are engaged in activities centered around the theme of the month. These activities derive from the interests of the mentees that are usually listed on the application, but you can email that information to me. And also it's planned through the committee to be covered on a monthly schedule. The atmosphere is centered around pushing beyond the scope to motivate, elevate, inspire, build their self-esteem, and show the mentees that there are no limits to success if you believe. We incorporate science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Some of our recent activities that we've done were January, we had the MLK Day where the mentees were able to pack for the homeless people. They packed school supplies as well. And they also had an activity centered around the history of Dr. Martin Luther King. February, we had a paint and sip and a bit of Black history, an inspiration to let the mentees know that they are enough. They received a book called I Am Enough. In March, and here's some pictures here of a couple pictures rather, of the girls. There are 30 in a group, so we had to take several pictures because they all couldn't fit with their pictures. And one of the girls over on the left, she's holding that book, I Am Enough. So each student, each mentee had to go around, and when you got to them, they had to say, I am beautiful, or whatever they felt about themselves. And it was amazing to see the strength that came from these young girls. March was a cooking class. And as you know, we ended up with the pandemic. So we had to go virtual from there. April was a virtual vision board. On here, the girls were able to let you know that they wanted to be an artist or a chairman of a bank, or they had many different aspirations for their future, and they knew what their goals were, and they were very encouraged to share them with us. May, we had a virtual meeting as well. We've been meeting virtually, because of where we are in our new world right now. And so for May, we had a hostess. She was phenomenal, and she gave a new world and a new etiquette, and that was presented by one of the co-chairs, Glory Bond. And we talked about how things were in the past and the different things that you had to do now, like social distancing, wearing a mask, washing your hands with soap for 20 seconds before rinsing, and things of that nature. They even went further with the etiquette, whether it was social etiquette or whether it was manners, the good manners, the bad manners. And I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal. Very, very, very interesting. And then June, we closed out with a fantastic dance party that was hosted by another mentor, one of the committee members, Christian Bird. And in here, we also had someone who came in to instruct the dance, and it was phenomenal as well. Afterwards, we had the recognition for the girls who were proceeding on from the 5th grade, going on to the next level from there. So we gave certificates and we recognized them by giving them a Strands of Pearls as well. Now we will have an orientation. That orientation will be on the 3rd Saturday, September 19th at 1:00 p.m. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, Betty Hood Escalante, and that address is the Strands of Pearls at LTOAKA.org. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, everyone. My name is Crystal Davis, and I'm the chairman of Emerging Pearls. My co-chair is Antoria Cherry Cersei. Our mission statement is to promote the inclusion and development of leadership skills, ultimately exposing young girls to educational and cultural opportunities that ignite a passion for lifelong learning. Our age group is pre-K to 2nd grade. And so I have the honor of having the youngest group, the youngest mentoring group. So we will have a series of interactive workshops, age-appropriate challenges, things that will inspire and enable each girl to uncover their unique abilities, and will encourage them for self-expression and communication. Some of the things we did this past year, on the left, you'll see we took the young ladies to have breakfast with Santa at Macy's. We got a bus, we went downtown, they got all dressed up. We had an enjoyable day. And on your right, you'll see we had an empowerment program called Love Yourself, where we taught them self-affirmations. We had a little healthcare, nails and hair care. We danced and did some athletic activities, but just basically wanting them to know they're beautiful, know they're loved, and to encourage them to have a strong sense of self. This winter, we also did a winter wonderland where we gave back to the community. We had gifts for everyone who came. We gave them, we had a meal, we had a Santa Claus to take pictures with everyone. And so we really wanted to encourage a spirit of giving back. And then the next one is Art for Soul. We took them to paint and we had pizza afterwards. Our meeting times, once our committee meets, because our kids are younger, our meeting times will be determined and discussed at the parent meeting. I do want to go over really quickly, because we are the youngest mentoring group, we will require parents to stay. If you have a child in Emerging Pearls, you will have to stay with them during their sessions with us. So it's not a drop and go like some of the other mentoring groups, because because the children are so young. And our parent orientation is Saturday, September 26th, where we can give you more information and formally introduce you to the entire committee. If you have any questions, you can reach me, Crystal Davis, at emergingpearls@ltoaka.org. Thank you.
I'm hoping I'm unmuted. Am I unmuted? Yes, I am. Can you hear me? Okay. We hope this informational session was helpful and that you and your family apply for one or more of our outstanding mentoring programs. At this time, we are offering the opportunity for parents, guardians, if you have a question at this time for myself, for any of our mentoring chairmen, or even for our president, please at this time place your questions in our chat, and we want to be able to answer any questions that you have. And we have a moderator today, Brittany Wright, who will ask the questions and address them to the appropriate chairman. Are there any questions? Sir, Brittany, do we have any questions in the chat?
I'm so sorry. My computer is glitching right now, so I apologize for that. One of the questions that we have is if there are any costs associated with any of the programs.
There aren't any costs. That's a great question. And this is a program that is completely sponsored by our organization. There may be something specific for, say, for instance, if we do a college tour, which is something that we are planning to have in the non-pandemic type of situation. Someone has their phone on, if you can mute it. So something like a college tour, there might be some applicable costs, but outside of our regular activities and programmings and workshops that we have, there is no cost associated by participating in our mentoring programs. That is a great question.
Thanks for answering that. There is another question. I think there's two questions about where people can find the link. If you can just repeat that information, where people can get more information as well as the applications.
Absolutely. You'll be able to find it. It will be online tomorrow, beginning tomorrow on LTOAKA.org. And there are specific applications for each mentoring group. So you are more than welcome to apply for as many mentoring groups as you have children or that you have guardianship over. Please feel free, if you have multiple kids in the same mentoring program, we will require for you to complete an application for every child. And again, you can find it on our website at LTOAKA.org beginning tomorrow. And the applications are due a week from today, which is Sunday, September the 6th. Great question.
Agreed. Thank you. Another question is the CAPS program co-ed?
So June, I'm sorry, would you like to address that, Chairman June Mitchell? I can answer it. I'm not sure if she's unmuted, but I can go ahead and answer that. It is a co-ed. That is the only mentoring group that is, she's unmuted. Chairman June Mitchell, would you like to answer that?
Sure. It is a co-ed program. So yes, we welcome young men and young women from high school teens from grades 9 through 12.
And that is the only program that is a co-ed program, is that of the CAPS program. All of the other mentoring programs are for young female students. So that is a great question.
There's a lot of great questions. I'm very excited about how many parents we have here and engaged. Is there a limit on the amount of girls allowed in each group?
Another wonderful question. We do not have a cap. We try to accommodate as many students as possible. And so we just have a heart for mentoring and a heart for our community in which we serve. And so currently we do not have a cap. However, what we typically try not to do is add students in the middle or towards the end of the programming year. So it's important that you try to get the students to apply now so that they can have the full benefit of being a part of the mentoring program throughout the duration of the year.
There's another great question here. There's another great question about what are the requirements for students. I'm not clear on which mentoring group they're inquiring about. So if maybe everyone wants to speak to any requirements for students.
I'll start off with the team group. When you look at the application, all of the information is on there in regards to what you need to know. The code of conduct is very important in all of the mentoring groups, but in particularly with the team group. So after you download the application and you read the code of conduct and you see all of the information that you need to have, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Thank you. I believe someone is inquiring about clarification on the orientation. Is the orientation date and time the same for Culture Pearls and Strands of Pearls? So I'm assuming someone might have a time conflict.
We definitely have different orientation schedules for each of the mentoring groups. So what we will do is, if we can identify, if each chairman can, once again, they were placed in the slide presentation. However, if the chairman can identify for your respective mentoring programs, beginning with CAPS, Strands of Pearls, CAPS, Culture Pearls, Strands of Pearls, and Emerging Pearls, if you can please once again identify your orientation for parents. And parents, let me just make sure I'm clear that the orientation is specifically for those who have been accepted into the program. Once you've been accepted into the program, you will receive a letter by email from each respective chairman, and they will again provide those dates for the orientations in those letters. So you will receive an official notification if your child has been accepted into the program, and they will provide all the applicable information of the date of the orientation in that email. But we will, for clarification purposes, ask each chairman to once again provide their orientation dates, beginning with #CAP. So if we can get Chairman June and then go through the respective groups with their dates.
The parent orientation for the high school teens is to be announced. We will receive the applications first. My committee will go over the applications, and as Chairman Michelle said, Director Michelle said, you will be notified. So you will get an email, because after we look at your applications, we'll have all your information, and so we will notify you then. When more than likely, I don't really want to put a date out there, but it'll probably be the last Sunday of September, because to coincide with the last Saturday with the workshop with our CAP teams.
If we can now have Chairman Camille Willis, what is your date for your orientation? And then that of Chairman Betty Escalante, and then Crystal Davis.
I don't know if I'm unmuted now, but our parent orientation is scheduled for September 19th at 1 p.m. It will be on Zoom. However, if there is a conflict with any other group, we will tweak the time to make sure that there is not a conflict. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair of the Culture Pearls, because the Strands of Pearls are also meeting at September 19th at 1 p.m. And I appreciate you being able to alter the time to accommodate parents. I have one student who moved on to your group, and her sister is still with me. So that was her mom who was concerned. Thank you.
For Emerging Pearls, our parent orientation is September 26th, and we will provide a time and Zoom information once we review all the applications.
Thank you. I think that was everyone. Another question is, will the applications be located under programs on the LTO website?
Yes, the applications will be under programs, and currently we have 2 programs, mentoring programs listed. We will have all of the, 3 of them, and under each program, you will see a link for each of the respective groups for the applications.
Thank you. And then if cultured pearl, strands of pearl, and emerging pearls can maybe speak to qualifications. I believe there might be a question on the application about GPA. So if you can just clarify what if there is a GPA requirement for any participants in those mentoring groups.
I can just speak to that. The only group that really has a GPA requirement is that of the CAPS. However, and that is specific in the application. However, for the other mentoring groups, we do ask that the students be in good standing. And so that is the key. We want to make sure that the kids are reaching for high academic excellence. We do not have a specific GPA requirement. We have, because of the pandemic, kind of eased up on some of the application requirements. Formerly, we've had essays that were required, like 250-word essays. We had in the past where students had to provide letters of recommendations and things of that nature. Because, again, of the pandemic, and it's a little bit more challenging to be able to acquire some of those things, we've made some application modifications because we want to try to make it as, to simplify the process as much as we possibly can. And again, we have a heart for children, we have a heart for mentoring, and we want to make sure that we are not being exclusionary, but try to be as inclusive as possible.
Thank you. Someone was asking about the orientation for emerging pearls, but it looks like that question was answered. Are there any other questions? I appreciate all of the inquiries about requirements and dates. This has been very helpful. Oh, here's one. Have any of the ladies presented gone through the program? That's a great question.
Yes, we did go. Each chairman had an opportunity to go through the program in this presentation today. Again, more information will become available once the student has been accepted. They'll go over their calendar. They'll go over some of the activities and workshops that are scheduled throughout the year. So they'll go over, we just presented today some of the highlights, and some of those highlights were featured in some of the captions and pictures and images that you were able to see. They had some exceptional programming, even though majority of last year was done virtually. The chairman and their committee members did an outstanding job putting together some wonderful programming for the students.
My apologies. I wanted to clarify. I believe they were asking if they had participated as a, if they participated in their youth or have children that have participated in their youth. If you can share any testimonies. My apologies for not clarifying.
So you're asking someone other than the committee members and chairman to hear from another parent who have participated in the program. Is that what the question is? So kind of like a testimonial?
Yes.
Yes. So if you want to raise your hand in the group chat, or if you like, then your phone can, or your audio can be unmuted. So if you want to identify, if you'd like to offer a couple testimonials at this time, that'd be great.
I see 3 raised hands, and I am trying to figure out how to get to y'all. All right, Sora, Camille, if you'd like to speak about your experience.
My daughter participated in the mentoring programs that were offered by Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Lambda Tau Omega Chapter. She's currently a senior in nursing at Marquette. She made some lifelong friends from participating in the programs and learned to be more structured and matured a lot. And I thank the program for the assistance they did in making her the young lady she is today. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I also see Laverne Barnes, so I'm going to ask you to unmute if you'd like
Hi.
to share your experience.
Sure. Briefly, my daughter has been a part of the mentoring program since Emerging Pearls. She started off in Emerging Pearls for, I believe, a year or two, and then she transitioned to Strands of Pearls for 2 or 3 years, and now this will be her second year in Culture Pearls. I have seen the growth in her over the years. Her self-esteem and her confidence have improved for many of the people who are or who know her or have been involved in her mentoring, have seen the young lady she has become. And so I'm just excited about what the next year will hold and looking forward to her being a part of CAPS. But yes, it's a great program, and you can see the growth of your daughter by just the interaction with the other young girls, as well as the mentors, which are great mentors to our young ladies.
Thank you for sharing that. I also see our chapter president, Leah, and she also raised her hand via video. Yes, if you can share your experience as well.
I was going to clarify the question way back because I understood that the parent was asking if any of our mentors had been mentees, and not myself. But I will say that we do have members of our sorority that are currently on, may not be the chairman, but are on the committees that were mentees. One was spoke of earlier. Her name is Kristen Bird, and she did one of the presentations. She's one of the members of our organization who also, when she was a child, was in the mentoring program, and actually also in our cotillion. And she presented one of the programs, I believe, in Strands of Pearls, maybe, for their etiquette. Or no, it was something else, but she was spoken about. So I know that she is, okay, she is one of our previous mentees who's actually now also in our sorority, in our chapter, and has done presentations. And then we do have other committee members, and I just can't remember. I'm sure the other chairmen know who they are. Most of these are young women that are in our sorority sisters that are in their 20s right now, but they are also acting as mentors and actively engaged in presenting programs and mentoring our young people. So both that have been in our mentoring groups and those that have been our cotillion. So you will actually have young ladies that have gone through the program, have graduated from college, have come back to serve their community. So they're there. They're real examples. So.
Yes.
If I can just give my own personal testimonial, I got exposed to Alpha Kappa Alpha when I was probably in 2nd and 3rd grade. I participated in a mentoring program, and some of you probably remember it was called Acadets. Does anybody remember Acadets? No? Okay. But it was a mentoring program going back from the 3rd grade. And I've been involved with Alpha Kappa Alpha literally my entire life, even before becoming a member of the organization, from being in Acadets and subsequent programming that changes with our international leadership, all the way through being in the cotillion and subsequently becoming a member of the organization. And it's absolutely wonderful what the programming and the mentorship provides the students. Are there any other questions? Brittany, are there any other questions?
At the moment, I don't see any. I'm trying to give people a moment to see if there's any raised hands. I don't see any at the moment.
I didn't know how to raise it, so I clicked the thumbs up.
Go ahead, Betty.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't have a daughter, but I have a 20-year-old granddaughter, Deshay, and Deshay is a former member of the CAPS program. After that, she also participated and was just lovely in the cotillion. a few years after that, she stopped by when I was a committee member for the cotillion, and she was able to assist the people that we have in instructing that area, showing the girls how to be able to, you know, how they go all the way down to the floor with those big, beautiful dresses. And she gave examples, and it helped them a lot. So she enjoys volunteering and doing things of that. But yes, it's phenomenal. It really worked with her. She was inward, very shy. She's not shy anymore. And she was very inspired. The mentoring groups are really fantastic. From the youngest to the earliest, you cannot go wrong.
Thank you for sharing that. I did get another question that is in line with your testimonial. Are the cotillions a part of the mentoring programs?
That's a great question, and no, they are not. The mentoring programs are completely separate from that of Miss Prominent Pearl Cotillion. That is an organization or a part of our organization that is a fundraising arm of 20 Pearls Foundation. So that is not a mentoring program. There is mentoring opportunities and workshops and wonderful activities that are a part of the cotillion. And we would encourage you, if you know any young ladies who are juniors and seniors in high school, we encourage you to please continue to look for opportunities for Miss Prominent Pearl. It is a wonderful, wonderful cotillion opportunity. However, it is not, to answer the question, part of our official mentoring program. And if you have an interest in it, we do have the chairman on the call right now for her daughter who's in the mentoring program. You can go to 20 Pearls Foundation Inc. or tpf.org to receive more information about the cotillion. Had to do a little mini commercial for 20 Pearls Foundation. So please make sure you go on there if you're interested in the cotillion.
Thank you for clarifying that. I'm sorry, was there another member that wanted to add to that? Are there any other questions? Feel free to raise your hand or use the chat function.
President Leah Hill has some comments. Can I unmute her?
Thanks. Just adding to that, sometimes our mentoring groups have participated in our cotillion as hostesses to that event. So maybe you have heard of that in the past. Also, we do, of course, pull from our mentoring groups to participate in our cotillion. So many young ladies and young girls who have participated in our mentoring groups also go on to choose, you know, it's an elected situation to participate in the cotillion and continue on with that. And we do as well mentor our young ladies and young men that are in our cotillion, just in a different way.
Well, we hope that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have one more raised hand.
Oh.
From Laverne.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted to add to that, and as part of the Miss Prominent Pearl Cotillion, especially for 2021, we do have junior debutantes that usually are pulled from our younger mentoring groups, Culture Pearls. And so if anyone is interested in that, I, along with our president and our chairman, encourage you to go to tpfinc.org to for more information concerning the cotillion, not just for teens, but also for our younger groups that usually come from Culture Pearls, and their age range is from, again, 4th through 6th grade.
Thank you. I also want to point out that the 20 Pearls Foundation website has been included in the chat for anyone who would like to learn more about the 20 Pearl Foundation. So it's tpfinc.org. President Leah Hill also wanted to emphasize that the cotillion, other information about our financial arm and the 20 Pearls Foundation can be found there. So please feel free to go to that website for more information. There's also been a correction for the debutantes and the cotillion information put in the chat for anyone who wants to learn more about that. Are there any other questions? You all have been very engaging. Thank you for sharing your questions, and kudos to the chairmen or chairwomen that are providing information to parents and spotlighting your programming.
Well, we hope this informational session was helpful and that you and your family apply, as I mentioned earlier, for one or many of our many outstanding mentoring programs. Again, our applications will be available beginning tomorrow on LTOAKA.org. We thank you for joining us, and we look forward to an outstanding program year, and have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.